Is it true that you're building out a cryptocurrency capability?
No. I mean, we're looking at it. We're looking at blockchain technologies, and we're looking at all the
But blockchain isn't crypto. Blockchain is just the underlying technology. Well, don't your clients want crypto exposure?
No, I don't believe any client has sought out crypto exposure.
Really?
Yes.
But at some point they might. Do you need to be prepared?
I don't, at the moment, no. I have not heard from any one client they're looking to buy a cryptocurrency at this time. But right now, I can tell you it worldwide, I have not heard from one client who said, I need to be in this.
My, how the tables turn. I think we've all heard the recent announcement of a Bitcoin spot ETF by BlackRock, the $10 trillion asset management giant, and this could be like strapping a rocket right to Bitcoin's back. It's super bullish, but hold on tight, because as the big players enter the scene, they bring along their agendas, potential attack vectors, and we're about to witness a new saga with more levels, more devils, and trust us, there are definitely levels to this new chapter in Bitcoin adoption. Let's get it. Certainly, while BlackRock's entry into the Bitcoin ETF space is undeniably exciting and it's 99-point-something% likely to get approved, they've only had one not be approved out of like 570. It also raises concerns about potential attack vectors, as we spoke on, that they could employ. As the largest asset manager in the world, BlackRock wields significant influence and resources that could be leveraged in various ways.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors.
And we've been covering BlackRock for a long time. We know where they come from. We know what they're about. We have extensively covered these guys in BlackRock, ESG, and the Great Reset. Months ago, we told you, after years of slander, BlackRock is getting into Bitcoin. However, while BlackRock may pump Bitcoiners' bags, it is vital to remain vigilant and remember that the powerful BlackRock, with $10 trillion of assets under management, remains one of the biggest climate agenda shills on the planet. Also, not to mention a infamous Klaus Schwab, founder, executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. Yeah, and his board of trustees. Go ahead and look at that. Lawrence D. Fink, chairman and chief executive officer, BlackRock. So it's not very surprising that one possible attack vector for Larry Fink and his goons is the attempt to co-opt and push the ESG agenda onto Bitcoin, given the increasing importance of sustainability and responsible investing, the tracking of emissions. But these guys, like Fink said, like to bully, and BlackRock could use its influence to try to pressure Bitcoin miners and users to adopt ESG-friendly practices, despite the fact that Bitcoin is already one of the most environmentally friendly uses of energy on the planet. It's monetizing what would have been wasted energy or stranded energy. It's empowering small communities in Africa across the world. It actually makes renewable energy profitable. And it's just going to be interesting to see where all this goes. Because while it may seem like positive developments, it opens up debates, and this can lead to different things and issues, arguments over the centralization of power and potential compromises to Bitcoin's decentralized protocol.
When do you think banks will start to custody your Bitcoin and also purchase Bitcoin? Just looking at where we are in terms of the adoption cycle and seeing now that if we look at Fidelity, they're offering Bitcoin services to their 40 million customers. And now we have BlackRock that is offering custody to their customers that have $40 trillion. I would say if I'm being the most conservative, I would say 5 years. And if I'm being aggressive, I would say 3 years. Within that time frame, I think we will be able to go into our regular bank and be able to hold our Bitcoin there the way that we can hold stocks or cash or anything like that. And in brokerage firms, it'll happen much earlier than that.
And I really love this post from CJ Konstantinos. Let's not celebrate an attack on Bitcoin with status bootlickers. The system is trying to co-opt Bitcoin so that it can try to control it. In the event of a hard fork of the Bitcoin network, underlined here, the sponsor will, if permitted by the terms of the trust agreement, use its discretion to determine which network should be considered the appropriate network for the trust purposes, and in doing so may adversely affect the value of the shares. And it goes on further further, I'm going to go here. The sponsor will base its determination on whatever factors it deems relevant, including but not limited to the sponsor's beliefs regarding expectations of the core developers of Bitcoin, users, services, businesses, miners, and other constituencies, as well as the actual continued acceptance of mining power on and community engagement with the Bitcoin network, or whatever other factors it deems relevant. There is no guarantee that the sponsor will choose the digital asset that is ultimately the most valuable fork, and the sponsor's decision may adversely affect the value of the shares as a result. Pretty interesting, especially when we can go on to many statements we've had from Larry Fink regarding control.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors.
Forcing narratives and their connections with ESG and this globalist agenda Robert Malone has warned us about.
They are coming from a belief system that says that nation state is an obsolete idea, and we have to have a one world government that is basically a fusion of the interests of corporations and politics, global politics. And we got to start by finding out who they are, voting them out of office, making sure they are not part of our governance. Two notable characters here in the United States are Governors Inslee and Newsom. Okay? We've got to out these people. We've got to force them to account for whether or not they're Americans or are they globalists. And if they're globalists, they got to get out. We got to get rid of them. We got to take back ownership of our country. If you believe in the Constitution, if you believe in the principles of free speech and personal autonomy, medical autonomy, and autonomy at every level, other level, it's time to fight. Or your children are going to live in basically a techno-fascism for the rest of their natural lives as serfs.
And Chris Bleck here kind of runs down how a fork and these other methods of attack could work. BlackRock runs first, and largest Bitcoin ETF. And again, they're going to get approved. Larry Fink and BlackRock would not have applied if they didn't think they were going to be accepted. So they're going to get the largest Bitcoin ETF, become widely successful. They're going to fund Bitcoin development and then propose a regulatory and eco-friendly proof of stake fork, lose community opinion, but adopt fork as Bitcoin anyway, as do most governments. Proof of work fork just becomes used for pirates and El Salvador. Now that is one theory, utilizing their ETF to promote or introduce alternative versions of Bitcoin, or issuing paper Bitcoin, or advocating for a hard fork, an ESG hard fork, the Greenpeace hard fork. This introduces, again, additional layers of complexity, and such actions could lead to confusion among investors, users, and undermine some trust and stability that Bitcoin has built over these past 14 years. Now, showing you guys this, I recommend everyone go check out the Bitcoin Therapist thread, but furthermore, with BlackRock's extensive assets under management, they have the potential to sway market dynamics, strategically buying or selling Bitcoin through their ETF, kind of like the gold ETF works. And again, it was labeled as a trust, but we know how that works. This ability to exert influence over Bitcoin's price, that can affect market sentiment and create an environment where the interests of larger players take precedence over the decentralized ethos that Bitcoin is built upon. So while the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF presents immense opportunities for mainstream adoption and institutional involvement, it also opens up a Pandora's box of potential threats. As Bitcoiners, we must remain vigilant and ensure that the core principles of decentralization, security, freedom, anonymity, these things aren't compromised as we navigate this new chapter in Bitcoin's journey. At the end of the day, Bitcoin's strength lies in its verifiable ledger and immutability. These fundamental characteristics have proven crucial in the past and will continue to play a pivotal role in ensuring Bitcoin's ultimate success. In its 14-year history, Bitcoin has already weathered significant challenges, such as the infamous block wars. During this period, various special interests and competing visions for the future of Bitcoin clashed. These conflicts revolved around differing ideas regarding block size, scalability, with factions advocating advocating for different solutions. However, despite the intense debates and heated arguments, Bitcoin's underlying principles prevailed. This episode highlighted Bitcoin's resilience and its ability to resist undue influence from special interests. It showcased the power of consensus-driven decision-making and the importance of preserving the integrity of the network. The verifiable ledger provided by Bitcoin ensures transparency and accountability, making it difficult for any single entity or group to manipulate or control the system for their own benefit. This decentralized and trustless nature forms the bedrock of Bitcoin's strength. While new challenges and special interests may emerge, Bitcoin's proven track record in overcoming obstacles serves as a testament to its robustness. The continued growth of the Bitcoin network, coupled with the passionate and dedicated community that surrounds it, positions Bitcoin to navigate future challenges with resilience and determination. So while the entry of larger players like BlackRock and the potential attack vectors they may introduce pose significant concerns, the underlying principles and advantages of Bitcoin, including its verifiable ledger, will ultimately prevail. Bitcoin's history has shown us that it can withstand and overcome adversity, and it will continue to do so.
Just say the fund is ESG, then we can charge way more. Oh, hold on.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you a few questions about...
Let me guess, Bitcoin. It's an index of money laundering, and there's very little interest in it right now. And thank goodness for that, because we own the planet. I care about the planet.
Hello, I'm looking to add Bitcoin exposure to my portfolio.
Well, it's your lucky day, because we just launched our Bitcoin private trust.